Morning was fresh.
Good morning.
I
I like mornings.
do too. Okay, fun facts. Guess how many people are in their family that's from these two people, their children, and their children's children? How many kids do they have? Speak to her. You're
40.
We have 11
11
children.
children.
She got it right. 11 children. How many black belts in your
10 have
family?
black belts.
10 are black.
I remember when I first joined.
Well, plus you though, so 13 black belts. 13 fresh black belts.
Right. And
How many let's let them guess.
two of my grandchildren have black belts.
Oh, so how many grandchildren do you think that she has? Yes.
20.
23?
Is it more than 23?
24.
24.
I'm expecting my first great-grandchild in March. So exciting.
You're keeping the global village growing. Thank you.
Wait over here, guys. Wait over here. Keep coming. Okay. Also over here.
So what's been your favorite part of camp so far?
They're gonna have to go in. You want
Lunch? Breakfast?
Always moving.
Yeah. It is kind of fun when you're at camp because you just like, what's next? Just do it. You don't really have to think too much.
You didn't get a choice. You just go, oh, it is. See? When it is.
I took the forms class with Mr. Orbitz, looking at things, because I'd like to know what I'm doing. But he didn't just do what are we doing in the form. He did, why can't we just use like preparation as part of something too? Like, if we're going like this, what are they doing while we're reading like this? Well, why don't we do something with our chambers? You know, I never thought of, using the chambers as a, I thought, what are we doing with our knife ink? Where are they standing? Why am I hitting them like that? That kind of thing. But to actually use your chamber to get ready, as an attack also, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and that's the blessing of being at camp with all these different instructors, because the truth is every single one of us has some knowledge that actually no one else has. Because whether you made it up yourself, but it's logical, or you just maybe got it from like another style, or reading, or whatever. I love hearing a different slant of the why, because there's a million whys.
You might want to
Keep going that way, guys. Keep scooching. Love your friends.
We might have to get some people over here. Well, the good news is this will be like the warmest tea ceremony we've had. When we did it at the other camp, and then we did it over there, it was freezing. It's beautiful. Nice. Anybody else have just something that was so cool about camp that was special for you? Yes.
I got to experience it with my son.
Awesome. Very cool.
Raise your hand higher, Calvin.
Yes?
I liked when, I just told, I just asked to
What'd you say again? Say it again, buddy.
no, to like, I liked how, like, I asked, if they could tell jokes.
Oh. Do you like that?
Oh.
That's just not jokes.
Yes. Senior master's really
Keep going, keep going.
good.
Squish.
I only know one joke.
Squish.
Okay, go ahead. let's talk more about Mrs.
So
Fresh.
when I first went to her dojo, I remember going in and she showed me about she bought all the rock melons. And I remember she was pointing at it, and I was looking at it, so looking at the way she finally put my hand and I saw all the offense. Wow.
Are every one of your kids start with the A or?
The
Yes, ma'am.
11, yes.
Yeah, all 11 are.
Hey guys, you wanna scoot another table back? Like,
Yes.
we have to squish them again.
Okay, Mrs. Fresh, call out the 11 of your kids that
Yeah,
start
you gotta move
with
the benches too, guys.
All
There you
your
go.
kids' names. See if she can remember them. Huh?
Andrew Allen.
Don't ask him, he missed one when he did our announcement in the newspaper. Aaron never lets us forget that.
Okay, so what are all 11?
Andrew, Alina, Audrey, Abigail, Abraham, Amanda, Aaron, Anna, Alyssa, Alexandra, and Angela.
That's pretty cool. I just can't even imagine.
They all have a different letter middle.
Okay, other questions?
They all could have different.
There we go, now we'll have more space.
A couple of them.
Then
There you go, good job, Ben.
Am I supposed to get all the TV? Yeah.
our Anna married an Andrew, so that was another name. And then our Aaron married an Amberly, who is also a black belt through
Go sit behind
LHCBA.
that last row right there.
And then too, for those of you that don't know about Mr. Fresh, but, well, how many camps have you guys been to?
Oh, we went.
I'll have to count my
A lot.
papers.
He films everything. He has a film of every testing, and you might have one that you didn't get, every single testing that they've had. And how many years have you been doing this?
30.
30 years. You know his film, if he watched TV or film from now until he passes away, he probably couldn't watch it all. There's that much film that he has. It's pretty crazy. We still got about 4 more minutes, so we're just, shooting the breeze here.
Oh, we might have to move back to the other one.
How much film do you have? Do you?
All the way down. Yeah. No, wait. There you go.
Yes.
Is there a place where we can walk down?
Is there a place where you can watch some of the films?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel that includes some of our camp. I don't particularly put the school testings up there just because, but
Like the camp
Where's your buddy?
stuff. The camp thing.
and
Fun to see the ghosts of winters past.
Keep your
yes,
blanket, leave your spot.
I'm gonna send my video to him, so.
Oh, cool. That's wonderful.
Alright.
I love people like you because I don't take pictures at all. I have nothing in my life. It's all fear. And I think I've only done like one selfie. I think my whole life. I have
Chief, may I give a little bit of video trivia?
Yes.
That's a treasure for your
All right,
kids.
guys. Even though we haven't started, we're having some intro here.
All right. Everyone has probably heard the song, film killed the, video killed the radio star and all of those things. Well, television actually didn't get popular until the late 1940s and the early 1950s. That was our era. So, in the middle of that decade, they did a survey of children and people. And the question was, which do you prefer, radio or television? And the majority of the answers were radio. Can anyone guess why people would like radio better than television? Sir? A lot less expensive. Good answer, it is, but that's not the answer that people gave. Anybody else? In the back. I don't think so. Gotta think outside the TV box. Ma'am. More channels? Nope. Sir?
Use your imagination.
The pictures were better.
Come on in, guys, you can.
Yes, sir. The reason the answers were, we prefer radio over television. The pictures were better because you used your mind. Sort of like reading a book. Pictures are much better than anything that computers can generate. So don't forget reading and listening.
Well, thank you for saying that. I don't watch any TV, and I think I've seen 3 movies in probably 20 years. And all I do is listen to radio. I don't know why. I just don't.
Pictures are better.
Now I know the answer. That's why I do that.
Filling all the gaps.
See? Yes.
I think we have another table back.
And you're gonna have to just, you know, why don't you stand up and speak just because I can't. I'm hard, yeah. I have a phone? Barely. Yeah, I know, because I can never find it, so. Yeah, I don't talk on so much. All right, well, we will get started. Thank you all for being here this early in the morning. Raise your hand if you're a morning person. All right, so half of you, or more than half of you guys aren't. That means that you are going to sacrifice of camp for me. And I have a guest today. So Miss Lathero is very learned in Japanese. I'm not as much as her, but probably a similar amount. It's just been so many years since I lived in Japan. And then Master Hill, you've been to Korea how many times? 3 times. And she very much so likes having the Korean tradition in there. So the 3 of us, you can, when we get to Q&As and stuff, we can talk about that and the differences. But I will just start that for me, in my journey in martial arts and in Japanese and Korean culture, it started back in the 1970s for me. And that was my relatives, my uncles, they were in World War II. Not during the war, it was during the cleanup after World War II, and they married Japanese women, and then they came back to the United States in Chicago. And in Chicago at that time, you can only imagine that Japanese people weren't really liked too much because of the Japanese war. And they didn't speak, my aunts didn't speak English, and so they kind of were my nannies when my mom and dad were working. And so and so that's just saying that's how I started to learn Japanese, was just from as a child. And I was fascinated with it, but what I wasn't fascinated with is the only thing they had in the Chicagoland area at the time was judo, and it was boys only. So girls couldn't do martial arts. So my brothers got to do it, I didn't get to do it, and I was so jealous. And from that point on, my brain was that I'm going to be a black belt martial artist, and I had no idea about Taekwondo or any of those things. I just knew that was going to happen. And it did, and it catapulted me when I was 13. I don't know why exactly my parents did this, because I don't know if they do it as much anymore. It used to be that we had exchange students a lot back in the day. How many of you have either had an exchange student or have been an exchange student? Okay, just a couple people. And let's just go real quick. Tell me if it was your exchange student or you were the exchange student, and what was it? Yes.
She was from English.
English, right? And how long did you have that person?
A year. You met her. It was last year's camp.
Oh, yes. Oh, I have. And you know what? In my bedroom, I have. She gave me something, and I have that up on my shelf.
Well, I guess I'm from exchange.
Okay. raising their hand. Yes.
We had two, one from Germany and one from Sweden, and they lived with us for 1 year each.
Anybody else?
One from Bosnia.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have one, but my nana that had state students from all over the world, like Germany, Bangladesh, I believe, and like Asian countries as well,
Nice.
and European.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we do exchanges and that we learn a lot about everybody else's culture and our own culture so that we can just not be like, oh, that's weird, oh, you know, or thinking of things in a negative way. So I don't know what my parents were thinking, but I was 13 years old and there was this program through the government that they were wanting. It was called People to People. They were wanting people to exchange with each other so that we would be just more inclusive. And so my parents decided to send me away for 3 months, and I spent 3 weeks in Japan, Korea, Hong Kong, in Beijing, Shanghai, lots of countries. And all I had was a piece of paper, there were no phones, and all I had was $200 that I had strapped to my belly. And I just had this list that when I go to this airport at this time, at this place, then there was going to be somebody there to take me to their house and stay in their house. And those people, most of them did not speak English. And it was probably the best thing in the world I've ever done because I'm very comfortable that way. So I think that we all, just even this little experience together, I think if we start thinking about enjoying other people's culture and their whys, it will make your life even better. And so that's just a little story about that. And I would like you to share a little bit about your experience.
So I actually learned a little bit of Japanese when I was in elementary school because we had someone from Japan actually move to my hometown, which is an island off of Florida. So you can imagine, little island off of Florida, very little diversity. So there was no Japanese speakers, so they brought in somebody, they offered to teach Japanese instead of your elective. So I did that for a little bit. Then they went away, so the teacher went away. Then I got into Taekwondo. And then I went back to Japanese in university. So I did an intensive program for a year and a half-ish. Then I actually went to Japan for a year and studied abroad. Fell in love with literature first, then the culture, and decided I was going to stay and become a translator. So I actually passed Nihongo no Orishken Q, which is the highest level you can pass. And now I still work as a translator to this day for over 10 years. So I've translated websites, books, I've done TV shows, anime, comic books, anything you think of, I've probably done it. But my experience is I lived the first year in Japan in like a share house type of situation. So that's with people all over the country as well as Japanese citizens. So I lived there, I went to school, I worked, graduated, stayed, and then I just kept on doing my thing. And so I traveled a lot over Japan, and I've been to a lot of things, and happy to share any experiences and any questions we had about that.
Okay, Master Hill. I don't know, I'm putting you on the spot on this instead of letting you just say what you want to say, but do you know a little bit about the story of Eternal, where he was born and how he ended up in the United States for us?
Well, I know he was born in China because during the Korean War, right? Or something?
He was actually born in Manchuria.
Yeah, Manchuria, China.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had to escape, so they were born there, and then when things calmed down, they moved back to Korea, and then during the war, the next war, was it Grandmaster Reed was there? He was in the military, and then they brought older brothers over, or no, him. He was the older brother. They brought him over, and then they were bringing more and more brothers over, and that's how they got into America.
And one of Grandmaster's students was Chuck Norris. And so if you go to Little Rock, which we're gonna start to have experiences in Little Rock so that you can learn more about the Lees and everything that they've done. There is anybody gonna do the tournament? It's the very first tournament, and it's, because it's the 25th year. I know, it's also, yeah, so it's probably not a lot of us. Is anybody going to the tournament in December?
Maybe.
In Little Rock, Little Rock, not, yeah? Okay, you guys are going? All right, so if you are gonna go, one day I'm going to be a bus driver and I'm gonna drive people to Eternal's grave site. And when we go there, there's a tradition that we do Song on One in all 4 directions. And it's just very, very cool. For those of you that don't know, because I remember the first time in Korea, I'm sure anybody the first time in Korea, you're like, what are these huge mounds? There's the like huge, as big as this, up and over, just imagine, and it's covered with grass. Why do you think that's like that? Does anybody know why? It's because Koreans are buried above ground. They're not buried underground. So it's this big thing, this big mound. And so his grave is like that. And so we'll go there. And when we went there about 10 years ago, and Rocky was maybe 7, and we were doing our Song on One in 4 directions, and she's running around and she's like, oh, this place is dirty. Everything is dirty. Everything is dirty. Well, there were pine trees, because pine trees are so obviously important. Songam is pine tree and rock. And so there's pine trees right by his grave, and all these pine cones were on his grave. She goes, can I pick them up? I'm like, yeah. So she picked up all of those pine cones from his grave, and then when she came home, broke them all up into little pieces. And so I'm gonna start with this. I have a pine seed from Eternal that we can pass around. You can keep it. And if you want, you can take the seed and try to grow a tree. And if not, you can just keep your seed and put it, we have like a little, it was like a hockey puck case, but a little case that's clear that you put in it. So you can take a seed if you want one and pass it around and enjoy that experience. Okay. Zard, this really cool picture. There we go. This is just a tough word. Looks like cotton candy. So what is this a picture of? Yes. Mount Fuji. Okay. So I went to the very first testing of core martial arts. New location, and it was fabulous. Congratulations to those of you that were there and was a part of it. But as a gift, it's very common, especially in martial arts and Asian culture, to give a gift to someone. So I got this gift from Miss Sandro, and tell me about this picture because it's pretty cool. I was shocked because I didn't think that you did this.
So I did paint it, and then I visualized it, and it goes, and I've only very rarely get off artwork. I have maybe once in a couple of years made artwork. I'm very proud of this one. So in Japan, I used to live in a town where you could see Mount Fuji, and it was a castle town, so I could also see the castles. I love castles. I've been to so many castles.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
I really am obsessed with castles. So I've been to Mount Fuji several times. My favorite time I've ever went was during Hanami, which is flower viewing. So it's not typically like this, but you have a bunch of sakura trees all around, and it's not, of course, that much, but this was my impression from down below.
Awesome.
Wait, there's also little tiny trees.
I'm sorry?
There's also little tiny trees.
Yeah, those are the sakura trees.
Who knows what this is?
Put it behind you, buddy.
Any ideas? What do you think
Behind
this
you.
is? Yes.
Probably a pen to fan yourself.
Maybe.
Let's see.
A little bit. Yes.
I have like this.
What is it?
A sculpture.
A sculpture?
So like
Kind of sort of don't, but you know what? We'll probably never guess, so I'll just tell you what this is. This is a Japanese tennis racket. From a long time ago, the way that they did this. So they loved kabuki theater, and then when they had these guys, because it was all guys, and oh no, girls got to be in kabuki, but they would have like famous people, like I don't know, you got famous people here in the United States, and then you idolize them, you think they're the greatest thing ever. They would make these, and like this would be the most famous kabuki guy at the time. And I forgot, I went to the kabuki theater and I got the story, but I forgot which guy this was. But they had it like put onto a tennis racket, and then they would play with this, and that's what that is. That was a pretty cool name.
They probably weren't very good at tennis, and it took a long time to swing that thing.
Well, I think it looked a lot different than that probably, but it was pretty cool. Anybody want to eat sardines? Just kidding. We forgot about that one. Oh, well. Right, so what we're going to do right now, yes.
was everyone using the podcast?
They're still passing around.
Yeah, but they didn't pass to our row.
It's coming.
Well, and if I didn't have enough, I will have more. And if you live far away, I can even mail it to you. So I'll make sure that everybody gets it. We have a whole big thing of them. And when I go again in December, I'm sure there'll be a bunch more pine cones, and I'll scoop them all up again too. This is a crazy idea I had though. Last time I was there, I noticed that the gravesite, like kitty corner, was up for sale. When I buy it, no. So if it's still up for sale, I'm going to buy it and put benches and things like that around there. That would be a really good thing, because we're going to start using more and more in Little Rock. My personal goal, and I express it because I believe when more people hear it, more of us will believe this and want this, but we would love to be in Little Rock with the garden and gate. We spent $2 million to build the garden and gate for us in Little Rock, and it just turned out that we grew so big that we outgrew Little Rock. There's not enough hotels, there's not enough convention space. And so I have been in talks with the Convention Center for Little Rock about the potential of not demolishing our garden and gate, but taking it, moving it to our headquarters, and then expanding the convention center. So we would have more space, and then everybody could experience that again. And that's like my goal and dream, but it's going to take years before that kind of thing can actually happen.
It will cost a lot.
No, it costs a lot.
It will cost, nowadays, just to do, it probably will be about $5 million. But we fundraise. ATA is pretty big. Doesn't take that much if everybody chips in and we can make it happen. Okay, so we're going to do something different than we've normally done. First, I'll just demonstrate before you're going to get a partner, so you can maybe be thinking about that. So if you can turn your chair and face that way. So we're going to give each other a massage, and I'm going to explain it as we go. So see if you can be there, and I'll be this person, and I'll be telling you what to do. We'll be pressing like on the top, then your shoulders here on the sides, down low, and then pressing here, and then they press back. So we'll explain that, but go ahead and get a partner real quick.
You already said.
And then if you don't have a partner, always just raise your hand. That's just the easiest way to find somebody else.
Stand up right back there, you guys. Right there. Find a partner. Be a friend. There you
Okay, now I have one person facing away. So it would be like this, but you can stay seated. Put your hands on the top of their shoulders. Okay, well, what you're gonna do is the idea is not to like crush her. The idea is for her to breathe into my hands so I can feel the hands come up, and then she exhales, I can feel it come down. So if your partner's breathing, but it's not going up and down, let them know and say we need to breathe more. We need a partner. You wanna help? Try to relax. Try not to talk. If there's anybody that doesn't have a partner, please raise your hand. Okay, and if you're the breather, close your eyes. And coach them if it's not happening. Okay, if you're not, I mean, you want your lungs so filled at capacity that your body expands. Inhale, make it as deep as it can possibly go. There's no more room in there. Exhale slowly. One more deep breath. Okay, with your hands now, massage their neck. If it's too hard, you can speak and tell them. If it's too soft, you want it harder. A lot of us might be pretty sore.
It's good. Maybe a little harder.
Don't be afraid to speak out. Some people, like, I do deep tissue, so I practically rip mine
I
off.
like that.
Okay, now take your hands and put it on the sides of the body. Same thing, we're going to breathe again. Try to expand your rib cage as far out as you can. So, hands on your sides. And if you can't feel it moving, let them know. Fully fill up your belly. Now take your thumbs and do a massage on their lower back.
You're hired. You're hired. Thank you. I'm demanding. You do that though. Yeah. Yeah, see,
Okay, now one more. Put your hands like on your back. I call this like your chicken wings here. Okay? And then as they breathe, you should feel it expand outward. And then now the person sitting kind of push back a little, and the other person use your thumbs and then press all the muscles around that spot of your back. And you can make fists and do little. Yep, you can open it up. There you go. If you like it, do it. If you don't like it, tell your partner to do it. I like it. Okay, bring your hands up to the top. Pound it up here. Up top, up on the shoulders. All right, and relax. Let's switch with your partner.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Okay, go ahead. Start with the top. Hands on the top of your shoulders. Then breathing. Lift, expand, and exhale.
I can't imagine you doing this.
If you can't feel your partner moving at all, encourage them to take a deeper breath, higher posture, open it up, and exhale.
You want me to breathe so I can take all that air out of the room?
You're gonna massage their shoulders.
You guys are missing out.
Anybody feel sore? And take your hands down to the side of your ribs. Expand outward. And take your hands up to the back and the center of the back.
Breathe, my God.
Okay, girls.
I heard it, but like, I don't know where it came from.
And massage their back. Or you can like that.
No, I'll have bruises. Oh, this makes me sore.
And relax. Okay, Miss Latero, can you teach them how to say thank you?
Oh, it's already done.
Alright, turn your heart here. You're going to say, arigato.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much.
Doeshite mashite.
Okay, before we get to the tea and mochi, we're just going to do one more meditation. And if you've been here before, it's the same one I read every single time. And I can never get tired of it. I read it to myself. Whenever you feel maybe grumpy or left behind or not appreciated or any of those things, you can recycle those thoughts and clean them up by using meditation or positive thinking. So if you can, go ahead and make yourself comfortable. If you have space and you want to lay down, you can lay down, but just get tired. All right, let's go ahead and be All right, everybody, close your eyes. Close your mouth. Close your nose. No, I'm kidding. Close your eyes, everyone. Be quiet. Listen to the very soft sound of the music. Take a slow, deep breath to bring yourself into a present moment. Begin the process of feeling more peaceful and centered. Breathe into the belly so it expands as you breathe in and gets smaller as you breathe out. Now take a second, scan your body for any areas where there's tightness, tension, or soreness, and breathe your warm oxygen-filled breath into that area. As you breathe out, let the tension release and relax. Now, any thoughts of memories, plans, associations, fantasies, anything other than being here, breathing. Just notice those thoughts as you breathe into them. And as you breathe out, allow the thoughts to flow out with your breath. Now that our bodies, emotions, and thoughts are a little clearer, a bit more spacious and open, we can begin to focus on the events, experiences, people, pets, or possessions for which we feel grateful. First, realize that you already have several marvelous gifts. We have the gift of life itself, the most precious gift. Someone gave birth to you. Someone fed you as an infant, changed your diaper, clothed you, bathed you, taught you to speak and to understand. The gift of hearing, so you can hear and learn. Whether it's the song of a bird, the notes of a band or orchestra, songs of singing and voices, songs of your own breath flowing in and out. The gift of a heartbeat, steady, regular, moment after moment, pumping fresh, life-giving blood to all your organs. Now think of all the things we have today that make our lives easier and more comfortable than they were for our great-grandparents. We flip a switch and light appears. We turn the tap. Clean water, drinkable water flows. We adjust a thermostat and a room grows warmer or cooler. We have a roof to keep us dry when it rains. Walls to keep out the cold wind. Windows to let in the light, screens to keep out the insects. We enter into a vehicle and it takes us where we want to go. We have access to machines that wash our clothes. We have clothes to wear, places to store them. We have indoor plumbing. We have public libraries. We have public schools. We learn to read, write, skills that were available to only very few just a few hundred years ago. Now take a moment to reflect on all the thousands of people who have worked hard, some without knowing you at all, to make your life easier and more pleasant. Some who grow plants, harvest your food. Some who transport that food to your market. A team of people who make the roads and railways that make it easier to transport the food. Another team who maintains vehicles, and drivers, and loaders, and unloaders. Those who take the time, open your eyes, filled with joy and gratitude. Okay, if I could have Master Nominee McCursey and Master Hill, can you start pouring the tea in the cups? And Miss Fresh, can you count approximately how many people are here? Because we might need to use the styrofoam cups. And then Mrs. Lazaro talk a little bit about mochi, what it is, and some generally speaking. Yes. Okay, everybody, we're gonna need to stay quiet so we can hear questions a little bit louder. The history of the tea ceremony. Yep. We can talk about the history of the tea ceremony, but I'm going to start with, many of you have already been to our tea ceremony in the history, so you might remember something. Let's start with, what is something that you remember about the history of the tea ceremony? Okay. Men were a very important part of these types of ceremonies.
75. About 75.
Oh, about 75 people. Wow! We might have to snag some cups from the back. So we'll see where we end up. So it's not like too crazy here. Yeah, we gotta get 75. So the tea ceremony was extremely special. And if you go to Japan, I know that when my first time, at least the one that I went to, it was $75 to go in to have, what is it now?
So Japan, where you go, a lot of the temples also have a tea house inside, and you can get a nice cup of like matcha tea with your mochi for probably about 1,000 yen or so. But the nice tea houses, I think the most I spent was probably $350. And that was because I had a student of mine, she was learning how to actually perform the tea ceremony. So it's a limited group of people, it's a specified tea house. So it's very special, you know, and she had her instructor and there's 3 other assistants. And so we had a table, about 12 of us, and they went through the whole rites process of washing the bowls and cleaning the bowls, and mixing in the tea, and how to serve it, and the bowing that goes with it, and then how you serve the people too. So $350 is the most I spent on the tea ceremony.
It's very much, when you're doing the tea ceremony, it's a lot like a form. Everything that you touch, your sleeve, everything that you do, it is in a special ritualized way. And it takes years and years and years to become a true tea master. I was blessed with my instructor at ASU before I went to Japan, and then after when I came back. She was the president of the Japanese Tea Society, and she would each time, like every year, would put it in a different place, of course in Japan many times, but also in Hawaii. And so she was my instructor, and I learned so much from Etsuko. She was just great. Anyways, so the other part about the tea ceremony is, especially if you're having one of those really, really expensive ones, is the tea master will find out a little bit about the people that are coming, and making it feel very special, very inclusive about that. And when you go in, it's very simple and plain. Not a lot on the walls. I mean, we go into places and it's like, well, even here, there's everything's crazy. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, when we went in, they had like a nice flower arrangement in the corner, as well as a framed scroll that they had from one of the, I think it was when the Quaker first came, and they gifted it to the tea house. So that was only in one corner, everything else was a large table, and then the whole tea ceremony basin was right here. And then they would walk out from behind the, they show you the way from over here, so come out here this way, and then they'd actually prepare it for you here, then they go back. They also wipe it down, there's special cloths to wipe it down. They were dressed beautiful kimonos, beautiful. But we each got our own special bowl. I really enjoyed that too.
So when we do this, which not everybody's going to have one of the special bowls, it might be that it's going to be a styrofoam cup, but every part about it, the smell of the tea, the room, something special, you're always supposed to say something grateful for what is happening. And also kind of at the end of the ceremony, because we're going to probably run out of time, so I want to make sure I don't forget this special part, is the person who orchestrated this tea ceremony, whatever people were invited to go with, they're given a gift. So since my guest today, my friend, is here helping me with the tea ceremony, and so I have a little gift, and there you go. You're very welcome. And so just something to acknowledge. We should always be acknowledging and thanking people and building ourselves up. Everyone in the world, of course, but more importantly, our families and our instructors, our best friends. We need to be building it up at all times. Some of you guys, raise your hand if you did the bullying class with Chief Master Lindy. That was really, really inspiring to me. Some new information for my brain. We have to eradicate bullying. We have to be kind and supportive and make this world a better place. And so us as martial artists, it's not just kicking and punching. Really, it's more so about your spirit and who you are. That you are that real warrior. You are the Bushido. You are wonderful. Okay? So I think, are we ready to start this business? We are going to start, I don't even know what is the best way. We're really tight. Yeah, I think we might. So if we can get a couple adults up here to help us with that. Okay, I have 6 very special cups. Just so you know, these are over 200 years old. I've been in my family for a very, very long time. We want to be very careful about it. When you get your cup, we don't want you to start drinking it. We just want you to hold on to it. So for right now, who is the eldest in the room? That'll be for Mr. Fresh. Come on, dude. Don't die. And who is the highest ranking in the room, besides us helping us helpers? We're just going to start, I'm going to kind of randomize this, okay? Oh, Pastor Dino. This is your cup. You're welcome. Okay, anybody that's right here in the front 2 rows, slowly stand up. You can come this way.
Want tea? Or Mr. Taser.
If you can't get a bottle, we'll just put it in.
Oh, I'm not very careful. You know. I love my tea. I love tea. It's like all you need. Just keep on coffee.
Anybody else?
Y'all know we're taking.
Anybody else missing? Okay. This is very special. This is my favorite now. This lateral baby is beautiful. They all have it. Everybody, back in the back, in the back there.
Two more,
Yep, in the back. Raise your hand if you do not have one. Put it up high so we can see, please. Okay, everybody? More? He's not good.
Anyone else want?
Okay, so what I'd like you to do is hold your cup. And I want you to look at your cup. You're gonna put it on one hand, look at the bottom, look at the inside. Look and see what do you like? What resonates with you about the cup that you got? And I know it can sound funny, I got a styrofoam cup. There's still something special about that.
Because that one was chosen for you.
Okay, if you have anything to say about your cup, raise your hand and speak. Yes.
You put it upside down, kind of looks like a pyramid.
Very nice. I love your thinking. Creative.
Mine has a fish on the side.
Oh, beautiful.
I received this cup 2 or 3 tea ceremonies ago, and I know it's the same cup because this line on the back has an imperfection in the ink that is
It's cool. Imperfection's amazing.
Maybe to expand on that, what I know of the tea bowls, the importance to their culture for that, they went so far as to embrace a specific process in the pottery to encourage the flaw, because in their approach, the imperfection.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ready, catch. Ladder. Ready, catch.
I love that. I don't know why I'm not on it.
So the tea ceremony was originated over 1,000 years in history. And the Korea was also on the same time of 500 years. Unlike Japan though, the tea ceremony in Korea has fizzled out, so it's no longer a formal ceremony. It's more of a casual, trying to build up the warmth, the importance of connecting with other people. Japanese ceremony is more about the formality, the lobby something, imperfections, the incompleteness of things, and celebrating the fact that we are not perfect, we continuously find perfection within what we have given. Because we are imperfect people. So if you look at your cup, it should be slight imperfection. And that's what you look for to make it. So it was originated way back over 1,000 years ago. And then it came into an actual tea ceremony quite long after that. And it was originally used for daimyo. Daimyo is feudal lord in Japan. So they're the top, right? And after we have the feudal lords, then it was given to the samurai. And then it was given to the higher nobility, and then to the common people. So it's still very much a formal ceremony. You can have tea anywhere in Japan, it's great. But there's definitely the rites and rituals that you do, you're going to find it at the tea house. So when you take your tea, you sip it carefully, you enjoy the flavor, and you spend time with your people in quiet conversation. Oh, I'm gonna give you some mochi. Who's had mochi? Okay. Who knows what mochi is? I know you know what mochi is. What's mochi? Right, it's cheese rice that's pounded and pounded and pounded. You know how they make mochi? You have one person that pounds the mochi, and then you have one person who goes in and out. And it's a great process. She does that. On the inside, everything with the inside. You have butter, like nutrition is red meat, red meat is that's good. Usually you sip your tea, and then afterwards, you finish the coffee.
You can get red bean mochi. Red bean is not that bad. People be hating on it. I don't know what else is on. Yes, that would be splendid.
Did everybody get some?
Red bean paste. It's big bean butter. They like red bean paste.
The kids don't like the sesame.
Can you take another bite?
You want more? The kids don't like the sesame.
They're lost.
Don't mind.
Scarlet Rose sandwich.
Raise your hand if you'd like a little more milk. We've got a couple plates.
Anybody have a nice cup there down there? Anybody else have a nice cup? Yeah, it's best cup. Can you take that?
Yes, ma'am. All right, before we dismiss, to head down, get accounted for. Yeah, any questions? Are there any seeds left? Or did we run out? So let's send some seeds this way. You want to stay standing if you didn't get one, so you know who it is?
And my mother's so tired.
Breakfast is at 7:30.
It's somewhat.
I just wanted to next summer for 10 days.
Where are you going?
I'm going to multiple different places, like Tokyo, Kyoto, Kanazawa, and like 6.
You're gonna love it. Any other questions? Yes?
Open the back door if you want hot water.
I've been fried. Why is there only not like there's like we're in a room, like we don't.
You can find, I mean, I would take the whole thing. Kind of piece that out when you see it. Okay. We're going to dismiss and we'll just get it in order this way so that we don't. Squat 7. Stay for setup. Right, let's gently stand up. Elevator stand up. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna have a break. Everybody, hurry up.